The world and all of its problems. Is everyone properly depressed and going through existential crises? Because if not, I don't know why you're here. Da-ba-dee-doo-doo-da. Alright, I don't see the chat moving currently, and I don't see it as live. Oh. Okay, we might be good. Hello. Can everyone hear me okay? Let me test the volume over here. Looks like it's good. Do. Da-da-da. Let me see if maybe I should heighten this a little. Do. Alright, should I adjust that? How's that look? Alright, hello. No Halloween stream? I mean, we might do another one. The thing is, I'm not sure if we'll be able to do one closer to Halloween, so I wanted to do one now just to make sure we do one. Double mic thing? Oh, is there? Is there echo? Let me check something. Is there echo? Let me check something. I don't think we have echo. I think we're okay. Time for a haircut? No! Any Manananggal facts? Yeah, you can kill it with garlic, and that's fun. You should always keep garlic on you because garlic is delicious. I always wondered what happens if you take out a bunch of like garlic bread and just throw it at a vampire or something. Is there really double audio? Why would there be double audio? I'm only capturing on one device. Let me try something. How are we? There isn't? All right, well, I don't know. Maybe one of you is just having an issue with your speaker or something. All right, in that case, I do not need to make adjustments. Did Dracula ever say blah, blah, blah? Not that I know of. According to Adam Sandler, he didn't. What happens if I eat a pizza and wait, what was that? What happens if I eat a big pizza and a really big pizza? What the hell are you asking me? You guys are weird. Okay, it was a glitch on your end. Good. Can we get a Hades vid? I will try to make a vid on that game at some point, maybe around when the sequel comes out. I want to donate, but I'm out of money. Well, you don't owe me money, so that's fine. I find it funny that Hades is out of money. Like, wow, Hades has access to all the reserves and he has nothing. That speaks to a bad state of the world right now. Will Camazotz be in the card game, and will the Kadeho be in the card game? Camazotz not at launch. We wanted to do gods like Camazotz when we really dive into the Mayan culture, because right now when the deck launches, it's mainly going to be Aztec. But that being said, we actually do have Kadehos in the game, so I just wanted to include those, so yeah. Hey Sean, sup with you? Everything Black Myth Wukong got wrong? You know, I don't think I can make that video, because it gets, like, almost nothing wrong. It'd be like a 5-second video. You can only name a couple things, really. Just be like, Wukong dies, even though he's not supposed to be able to die. They change up the dynamic between Zubashi and the spiders. And that's it, as far as I know. So yeah, people keep asking, hey, are you going to do inaccuracies in Black Myth Wukong? It's like, there's only like 2. Wouldn't really make for a video. The mythology hot take, Medusa is overrated. Everyone idolizes Medusa, and I do not get why. When is God of War Ragnarok coming out? Well, that game came out like 2 years ago. The thing is, like, I'm kind of working on that on the side, and in the meantime, there's some other stuff I really want to get out. There's an inaccuracy video I'm actually half done scripting, and I'm going to try to get the other half done within the next couple days. And I want to get a Moana video out, because the sequel to that's coming out. And I'm still working on the Black Myth Wukong review, so there's a lot going on. Good old son, thanks for the donation. Could you do a Lore Olympus video like you did with Percy and Halloween. Oh, so you want me to do like a full style comedic review of Lore Olympus? I could try. It definitely wouldn't be the same because, you know, the Percy Jackson and... Oh, thanks, hon. I have a hat now. The Percy Jackson and Halloween videos were like me comparing movie footage. If I did Lore Olympus, I'd be comparing web comic screenshots. It would definitely have to be a somewhat different style. Okay. Hello. Hello. Say hi to everybody, Gojira. Hello. Look at him. What a good boy he is, staying in place. How are you, buddy? This is Gojira. He's a skink.
Schneider skink.
He's a Schneider skink. Yeah, just thought we'd become a little crocodile hunt segment here. I donated to you on your card art vid? Oh shit, really? I need to go take a look at that. So yeah, this is Gojira. I wanted to have him in the video today, but he was, I couldn't find him earlier because he was all buried in the dirt earlier. And of course, Wilda found him in 2 seconds because she's good at that stuff. What up, Gojira? Gojira, answer the question. What up? What up? No, I think that answers the question better than anything else ever could. What is the Egyptian god kingdom, like Olympus or Asgard? I mean, it's like, honestly, the Egyptian god kingdom, you could kind of just say the Duat is their god kingdom. Thanks, hon. Congratulations on the new pet. It's not new. What the fuck is happening? It's so cute. Oh, buddy. No, don't fall. I don't want you to fall. Hey there. He's a good boy. He's a really good boy. Hey there. Oh, he's exploring. He likes to explore. Hey there, bud. Do you have a snake? There may be snakes in the house, but they may have also been recently fed, and so we don't want to move them around. What's the most brutal mythology story you've ever heard? Oh, God, that's hard. You know, Aztecs have a lot of really brutal stories. Like that Zype Totec literally rips his skin off every day in order to give the people food. So that's a pretty brutal one. Also, that Huitzilopochtli came out of his mom's, like, you know, area fully grown. That must have hurt. And then he started murdering all of her other kids because they had recently decapitated her. And snakes poured out of her head stump. So he went around slaughtering hundreds and hundreds of, you know, kids. But just Aztec mythology as a whole has so many freaking, like, fucked up stories. Also, the Awizot, you know what it does? It eats your eyes, it rips your fingernails and toenails and teeth out and eats them all, and leaves you alive, floating in the water as bait for the next victim. I would not want to be a victim of the Awizot. That would be horrible. Can you imagine? Worst massacre in history? I know the Battle of Sekigahara, like, tons of people died. That's like the most brutal war in all of Japanese history. I also know the Civil War killed 400,000 Americans, but I'm not the history guy, you know? I don't know this stuff as well. What's the most wholesome story? I always thought the tale of Pygmalion was cute, how he was a lonely guy who just crafted a statue and just, you know, went and prayed to Aphrodite every day, and then one day she just brought the statue to life for him, and then he married it. It's a cute story. It's more wholesome than I'm making it out to be, because if you actually follow the story, it like describes as he builds every detail of it. He just loves the statue more and more. You know, it's like a mix of being proud of your work and also being sad that a woman like that doesn't exist in his opinion. Though if you also think about it, the guy should really just get out and meet women. Like, hey there, buddy. Hey there, bud. Whoop, whoop. Where are you going? Where are you going? You climbing up? Oh, he's climbing up. Hey, bud. Whoop. Honey, he's climbing up my neck.
Yay!
Yep. He's on my shoulder. Can you help me keep an eye on him?
Yes.
Hey there.
Oh, he's so cute.
He is so cute. I love him. Whoop. He likes going behind my head and resting under my hair. Look, I have a rat tail. I'm very edgy now. Have you played Dragon Ball Sparking Zero? Nope. Now he's poking out the other side. Aw. What's insane about Japanese mythology? Oh, there's a lot. Like, I always think one of the most terrifying things about Japanese mythology is literally anything can turn into a monster if you neglect it or act weird, or even if you just really do nothing. If it just lives too long, it turns into a monster. A snail that lives 30 years will turn into an oni that bites people's testicles off.
Yay.
Literally, if it's just alive for 30 years. If Japanese mythology was real, no one would live there, because they'd all already be dead or have left. Clan Likos, thank you for the donation. Have you heard of Trench Crusade? It's definitely something you'd be interested in. I have not heard of that, but thanks. Do you think Athena is gay? No, Athena is a virgin goddess, so that's just asexual. I don't know where gay comes from on that. Orb Dalek, thank you for the donation. I do not know what that currency is, but thanks. I don't know if someone said it, but have you heard Chaos was canceled? Yes, I did a community post about that. Hello, Gojira. Hello. If you want my full thoughts on that, you can just go find my community post. I was disappointed it was canceled. I liked that show. Oh, don't fall. Don't fall. I don't want you to fall. Here. Here you go, buddy. Here you go. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Aw, he's so cute. Add Gojira to the card game. You know, he or the yokai who inspired him might already be in the card game. Oh, are you talking about this specific dude? Well, basically, Honengyo might be in the card game. This little guy is so adorable. I love him. Is Mahabali gonna be in your game? No, we don't have him in the game currently, but it doesn't mean he'll never be in the game. Ooh, no, I don't want you to fall, buddy. Okay. Why does he have to walk on me at this angle and make me do this? Look what he makes me do.
He's a rat.
Honey, help. Put him on my head.
You got that.
Help me.
You got it.
No, I don't got it. I'm out of very weird... Don't take pictures. She's taking pictures of me.
I believe in you. You'll be right.
Oh, he's coming back. He's coming back. Oh, no. Don't fall. Don't fall. I don't want you to fall. Honey, help.
My hands are dirty.
Okay. There you go. You're a good boy. There you go. Yeah, you can hang out up there.
You should try putting your hat on.
Oh dear. He's going down my back. Oh dear. I can't reach my hat. And there he is. Oh, where'd you go? How did you get there so fast? Sorry guys, I have been put in a difficult position. Okay, there we go. Sorry, I'll get right back to the chat. Let me just get this little troublemaker. There you go. Oh no. Get back here, buddy. Get back here. There you are. No, Gojira. You stay with me. There you go. It's like a little pillow presenting him. He loves to explore, and sometimes he falls because of it. He's extremely cute, but he likes to explore a little too much. Maybe I should put you back in your enclosure. All right, do you know how to start videos? Not really. All I know is you want to start them quickly and not bore people. Who is Kronos in Greek mythology? Who the hell doesn't know who Kronos is? You know, Greek titan of time and the harvest, king of the Titans, father of Zeus, child of Gaia and Uranus. Some people also claim that there's another Kronos who's the primordial of time and say the two get conflated. But both versions are accurate because there were people who believed both. So there's technically not one that's right and another that's wrong. Yeah. Well, Gorgira, I have to keep you in the hat because otherwise you keep falling. I don't want you to fall. Got a little lizard in a hat over here. He's a good boy. What does he represent? Who, Kronos? I mean, you know, time, harvest, and evil. Baby eating. People use him to represent that a lot. Will Atlantis and the Phoenix be in the card game? Yeah. Well, which Phoenix are you talking about? But we do have both the Bennu and the Feng Huang in the game. So we have... Oh, and the Vermilion Bird. So we technically have 3 different Phoenixes in the game. And Atlantis is also in the game. Do you consider the works of Lovecraft a form of mythology? Kinda, because there are cults around it. So, you know, people kinda count it. You know, it's a little all over the place. Oh, Scapegoat, thanks for that donation there. I'm planning Marvel's Might Knight Sons. I don't know what that means. And got 4 blessings and wonder. Do that fit the gods that gift them? Spoilers. A tomb equals reveal. I don't know what I'm reading. A tomb equals reveal unseen hippos. Purification. Set equals destination. Oster equals open luck. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Scapegoat. I have no idea what you're saying. I literally have no idea what you're saying. Thank you for the donation, but I have no idea what you're saying. King of ADHD, thanks for the $5. I just binged Loki season 1 and started season 2. I love it so far. Yeah, a lot of people really love that series. I thought it was okay. You know, I think people really love it because they really love Tom Hiddleston's Loki, and that's not a bad thing to love. But I personally think, you know, it's just kind of okay. And the second season completely breaks the time travel rules they already established. So I honestly find it a little weird. Hey there, buddy. Hey there, buddy. Are you okay? He seems a little stressed. I'm going to put him back in his enclosure. All right, I'll be right back, guys. It's okay, bud. It's okay. Here you go. Here you go. Want to go home? Want to go home? Here you go. Poor little guy. Okay, there you go. There you go. Oh, now you want to come back out? What? You little troublemaker, you. Oh my god, do you actually want to come back out now? Nah, he just wants to climb. He is such a silly little boy. Well, honey, thanks for fetching him for me. All right. The good old sun, thanks for the donation. How did Saturn have a cult if Kronos was seen as evil? Well, you know, a lot of, pretty much every... Let me ask you this. Why does Satanism exist? Okay, why was there a cult to Tezcatlipoca? Literally, there's always people who like want to be rebellious or want to be different or go, oh no, that character is misunderstood or yada yada yada. You know, it's just always gonna happen. For God's sake, you know, like it's all over the place. There are, I swear to God, there's literally people who say that Umbridge from Harry Potter was actually a misunderstood hero. Like, people are insane. Who is Kratos in Greek mythology? Kratos is the god of power in Greek mythology. He is the child of the Titan Pallas and the primordial Styx. And he is the brother of Nike. And he is one of Zeus's most trusted top enforcers. What's the difference between mythology and religion? Now, for me, there is not a difference. Like, people say the difference is mythology is not true and religion is true. But you'll always find people who don't think religion is true. And, you know, you'll still find people who consider what a lot of us call mythology to be true. So, you know, I just put them both in the same category, which pisses some people off. But it's like, all right, what's your version then? Because, like, everyone says, no, we can call Greek mythology because no one still believes in that. I used to think that too, but then I started this career, and then I found all the Aphrodite worshippers and people going, oh yeah, I'm worshiping Thanatos right now, so this video is very welcome. And I'm like, okay, you do you. So that's clearly still going on. Fucking David Blaine has a religion. Isn't Terrence Howard trying to start something also? It's all over the place. Cosmic Abyss, thanks for the $10. Can you name every Greek myth character that can beat Zeus in a 1v1? They don't have to beat him 100% of the time, but they're just have to be powerful enough for it to be possible. I don't know if I can name every single one, but it's suggested Nyx is more powerful, which would also suggest Chaos is more powerful. It's also, there was a time when Hera said that Poseidon might be able to defeat Zeus, but there are also other myths that say no goddamn way. But if we want to believe Poseidon could beat Zeus, I think it also stands to reason that Hades could potentially beat Zeus. We know Hera can't as much as a lot of people wish she could, because Zeus literally held her down and, so I'm pretty sure she can't. And Hera had to recruit a bunch of other gods to try to overthrow him, and it still failed. So, sorry about that. So, yeah, there you go. You got 3 or 4 that might be able to. Typhon could also potentially do it, but he's already tried it and failed. Golden Polona, thank you for the donation. I don't know why, but I always imagine Dionysus with your voice. I will take that as a huge compliment. Double Floors, thank you for the $5. I love your videos. Will you ever do mythical inaccuracies for either 10 Commandments or Prince of Egypt? I don't know about mythical inaccuracies because, again, those 2 movies are actually really close to the source material. But I do want to do videos talking about them because I love those films. Wild and I love the shit out of Prince of Egypt. We quote that shit all the time. All right. Would you do a video for Brawl Stars like you did Fortnite, because Brawl Stars has Greek mythology skins? It does? I guess I could give it a go, maybe. Were mythological vampires... Oop, there goes that one. Oh, wait, here we go. Were mythological vampires actually severely weak to garlic or sunlight? I remember Dracula didn't actually die by sunlight in his Dracula story. He just loses his powers. And as far as I remember, the Romanian Strigoi did not like sunlight. And it's suggested a dead body will not become a Strigoi if you put garlic in its mouth before you bury it. So yes, garlic was the weakness of the Strigoi, and so was sunlight. Yeah. And the Strigoi, our modern depiction of a vampire is a mixture of the Romanian Strigoi and the real world Vlad the Impaler. So, I don't know if Vlad the Impaler liked garlic or not. You'd have to ask him. 2,000 years ago. Scapegoat, thanks for another donation. Apologies, I'm playing... Oh, Midnight Suns. I know about that game. I'm playing Midnight Suns and got 4 blessings. A tomb gave the reveal hidden objects blessing. Well, that makes sense. A tomb is the sun, so reveal stuff. Oshter gave open locks. Set gave destruction. Those also make sense. Set is a god of destruction, and Oshter... It's been a while since I've heard about Oshter, but I believe Oshter would help you get into things. Hippus, I actually don't know that character, so can't really help you there. Purify corruption. Do these blessings fit the gods? From the ones I know, yeah, definitely. So I wouldn't be surprised if the last one does too. So yeah, sounds about right. Atum is the sun, Set is a destructive force, Of course they would give reveal stuff and destroy stuff. Found it, now let's break it, Love your vids, thank you. Who are you? I don't know! Ford, thanks for the $5. All the main gods from each mythology fight. Who wins? So, I've answered this before. If every god went full battle royale, I think, here's the thing. Are we including monotheistic religions? Because if we are, they win because they make their gods broken. Like my own god, the Christian god, every freaking church service, it's like, he can do anything. He knows everything. There is no fault in him whatsoever. Which I wonder about, but if we go by what the church says. So, if you're including monotheistics, they all win. Yahweh, Jehovah, and Allah just wipe the field and then become locked in an everlasting the two stubborn Zacks fight. But if we're not including them, The most powerful Chinese god is Jade Emperor, as Wilda just pointed out. But I don't think he's as powerful as Shiva or Chaos. I think Shiva from Indian myth and Chaos from Greek myth are the two most powerful gods. So it would be one of them. That's what I think. If you're talking which mythology has the most power as a whole, I think Chinese and Indian tend to. But Japanese also could, because they have these elder kami that are apparently so powerful we don't even know anything about them. But how am I supposed to measure that? It's literally we don't know anything about them. For all we know, it could be just a fucking lie like the Wizard of Oz. Maybe they have no power. I love you, men. Thank you, people. All right, I'm going to stop the chat and answer a bulk of questions. Did you ever read Star Wars Legends? I have not read that yet, but I actually have a few Star Wars books I want to read. What last name should my drawing have? You gave it a first name. What about a last name? Well, what first name did I get? I don't remember. Your last name should be Julio Ricardo Montoya de la Rosa Ramirez. There you go. Your home. This isn't my house, but okay. What do you think about adding the Leviathan to your card game? I'd have to do that in a Christian expansion. I don't follow the church, I follow the Bible. Fair. Liked or disliked? Thoughts on the ending of the Mahabharata? I love the Mahabharata a lot, honestly. I think the ending's appropriate. I thought it was satisfying. If you could make a superhero team consisting of gods from different cultures, who would you include? Well, I'd definitely include Sun Wukong. I'd probably throw Kali in there as the crazy one in the group. You know, she'd be a lot of fun. And I'd probably throw Bast in there. I think she'd be fun. And probably Hermes as the speedster in the group. You know, those are probably some that I'd do stuff with. Ooh, and maybe Coyote from Native American as like comic relief. He'd be fun. I think that would be a pretty cool team. But there's so many others. We'll be here all day if I try to dissect each and every one of them. What is the most brutal mythological battle besides Ragnarok and the Titanomachy? Well, I don't even consider the Titanomachy the most brutal mythological battle, but honestly, I think the Mahabharata is more brutal than that. If you know some of the shit that happens, like what Beam does to that one guy from the Great Gambling Match, like, you know, beating the living shit out of him and then drinking out of his skull. You know, so there's definitely some brutal shit there. You know, this is a real history battle, so I don't know if it counts. But again, the Battle of Sekigahara is absolutely nuts. So, you know, that's another one. All right. Back to live. Scapegoat, another donation. Thank you. To you, is Satan Lucifer the same thing or different? Same thing, pretty much. Like, is there a version where they're different? I haven't heard that. Prefer shaved or bush? What? Either can work. I guess, you know, at first glance, you'd prefer shaved, but, you know, it depends on who you're with. Hello, I subscribed. You say something for me. Thanks for subscribing, and fuck her right in the pussy. There you go. I don't know. That's the first thing I could think of. That's from a news thing where a guy was getting interviewed and he just randomly said fuck her right in the pussy. You never saw that? That's a fun meme. Farm Live, thanks for the donation. Hi, Mythology Guy. Did you find anything on Mythology South Africa creators? Just want to know this god of titles changed names. Okay, I haven't seen any South African content creators, if that's what you're asking. So unfortunately, no. Favorite of the Hindu mounts. Yeah, the vehicles of the gods. My favorites are Airavata, you know, the three-headed elephant. I also really like Uchchai Shravas. Actually, Wild and I were at a store recently, and they had a statue of Ganesh riding Airavata, which is fun. Elephant-headed guy riding a three-headed elephant. But it's inaccurate, because Ganesh rides a mouse. But I really like Airavata. He's really cool. Scarlet, thanks for the donation. Hey, Mythology Guy, this has been on my mind all day. Is Sun Wukong considered a god, or does he just have a god complex? Yes. He definitely has a god complex. There are people who say he's not a god and people who say he is a god. And you know what? I think that's exactly how it should be. Because you can see that as the people who believe what Sun Wukong believes consider him a god, but people who are more aligned with the heavenly court say he's not a god. And that's exactly how the story went. I mean, technically anyone who achieves Buddhahood or enlightenment is kind of a god. Which Sun Wukong did. Odin with prep time versus Ra. Ra. Odin had prep time for Ragnarok. He still fucking lost. He knew everything that was gonna happen. Like, da-da-da-da. If you put a whole bunch of emojis in your comment, I will ignore it, because that's not fair to the other people commenting. Also, if I see your comment twice in the same string, I will ignore it, because that means you're spamming. Just so everybody knows. You know how Greek and Norse mythology have 3 elderly sisters of fate who use strings to determine fate? Is there a being in Egyptian mythology who controls fate? There is a weaver called Neith, but I don't remember if she's associated with fate. I think Ma'at, the primordial of order, does more of the whole guiding how things are supposed to go, you know? I don't think they have 3 elderly crones like that. Da-da-da-da-da. Would you rather eat an apple of Idun or drink the ambrosia of Olympus? Well, if I drink the ambrosia of Olympus, I'll die. So I'm going to say eat the apple of Idun. Because I'm not a god. No, I'd rather have an apple of Idun. That way, when Wild and I get really old, we can each eat half of it. And then we get, 80 more years together. That'd be nice. I love you. Come here. Come give me a hug in front of all of our wonderful audience. Hello, honey.
Hello.
Hey. Wilda's being supportive. She's bringing me water and shit. Mm-hmm. But she doesn't want to be in the live because she hates all of you.
No.
Well,
I'm moving.
I know. I'm being a dick. Oh, by the way, Gojira is actually for sale, if anybody wants him. He is such a good boy. He is the best boy.
The goodest boy.
Yeah, he doesn't belong to me. The person who's selling him, I was like, oh, keep him, I love him. And they said, then you take him. I was like, oh, my place doesn't allow pets. And they were like, well, then shut up. So if anybody wants Gojira, just email us or contact us with one of the links in the description. And he's $200, including his enclosure, which is a good deal. You know how much enclosures cost? Yeah. So if anybody wants that adorable, perfect little lizard, just message us. Da-da-da-da. Not in the chat, by the way. Message us personally.
Yeah, description.
Da-da-da-da-da. Did you know Leviathan in Hebrew means whale? I have heard that, actually. So it suggested it may have just been a huge whale somebody saw at one point. But I prefer all the creative, crazy designs people have come up with. You know what a lot of people don't know is the Leviathan is sometimes considered one of the princes of hell. What kind of lizard? He's a skink. Honey, what kind of skink is he?
Schneider.
He's a Schneider skink. Don't worry, not a Dan Schneider. I've been trying to figure out how to write a world that is populated by all mythologies, and I've been thinking about the potential of the multi-mythology family tree. There's a lot you can do. You know, I think one of the best ways to connect all the mythologies is to use some sort of tree-like imagery, because so many mythologies have a special tree in them. Even Christianity has the tree of life. You know, and actually also, you know, Mesoamerican culture has a tree of life. It's kind of all over the place. Farm Life, thanks for the donation. Sorry, I meant, do you know any mythology South African animals? Oh, South African, I don't, unfortunately, really know any of that culture well, I'm sad to say. I'm currently studying some West African, you know, stuff like voodoo, Yoruba, and the Tale of Anansi. That stuff's fun. But, you know, one thing I really like in African iconography is how long they make all the limbs, like of animals and people, in their paintings and statues. It's really unique. Did you watch Omni-Man versus Bardock? I didn't even know that was a thing. Krishna versus Wukong, or, where'd it go? Where'd it go? Or tiebreaker round, did I cook? I have no idea what that means. Krishna versus Wukong, that's really hard to say. Krishna, still has basically all of Vishnu's powers, so it might be Krishna. As much as I would like it to be Wukong, I'd probably have to give it to Krishna. Buddha in Hindu mythology, the difference between others. Well, Buddha in Hinduism and Buddha from Chinese are different. If you, oh, hey, buddy, come here, come here, come here, come here, come here, bud. All right, fine. I don't like you either. Come here, buddy. Hey there, buddy. Got another animal in the stream. Hey, bud. Hey there. This is Salem. Appropriate. October, Salem. How you doing, bud? Yeah? How you doing? Yeah? You okay? You okay, buddy? This is just the animal stream today. Hey there, bud. You like it when I pet you, don't you? This is not my cat. He just wanders into this neighborhood every now and then, and we pet him and feed him. Cat! Hi, kitty. Yeah. This is a great animal stream. I'm glad I streamed over here today. This has been good for the animal people. Bro, get a buzz cut, then bleach your hair like a pumpkin. No. Whoop. Oh, there he goes. All right, fine. You got leaves all over me. What were you doing out there?
And it was on a roadie.
Shut up. I love you. Do you know where to learn more about Greek mythology? Well, yeah, there's a million billion places to learn more about Greek mythology. There's Greece. There's so many books like Doulaire's Greek Myths, Jake Jackson's Greek Myths, Stephen Fry's Greek Mythos. There's Madeline Miller's books. There's the Matt Clayton books. There's Theoi.com is a really great source of Greek mythology. There's Pseudo-Apollodorus's works, Hesiod's works, Ovid's works, Homer's works. You know, it just goes on and on. Hi, Ty, thanks for the $5. Animal stream, what mythology has the best pets? Aw. You know, one thing I like about Hinduism is basically every god has a pet, so that's pretty darn adorable. But Greek mythology has Cerberus, so, you know, we gotta give it to Cerberus. No, actually, if you think about it, in Greek mythology, every god technically has a pet too, because they're all associated with certain animals. So, yeah, that's another one, actually. Like Zeus has his eagle, Hera has the peacock, and actually, they all have multiple pets too. So maybe Greek, because every god is associated with multiple different animals. Hera has a peacock and a cow. Zeus has, like, an eagle and a cuckoo bird. Why do I always say cuckoo instead of cuckoo? Whatever, you know what I'm saying. And it goes on and on. Farm Life, thanks for another donation. You should look up the mythology Muth Tikolosh. Okay. I'll try to do that. Speaking of which, I've been wanting to write about a world that all the pantheons populate. Basically, centuries ago, all myth worlds collided and formed one called Svet. Okay, cool. That sounds very Swedish. Hello, welcome to Svet. We have all the gods over here. Wait, why did I turn into an Indian accent? I can't do accents well. Don't let me do accents. What a coincidence. Buddha. Oh, right. I didn't finish saying the difference between the Buddhas because the cat came in. Well, in both mythologies, almost anyone can achieve Buddhahood or Buddhahood. But it's hard to say. You know, honestly, both of them revolve around the idea of inner peace and being like one with everything around you. It's just it's a very difficult concept to explain, honestly. Like, because in Chinese mythology, if you become a true Buddha, you are the entire universe. But there are also versions of Hinduism that literally say the same thing. It's just like the real Buddha in history obviously wasn't quite that. But, you know, it's, I'm sorry, I don't really know how to fully put it into words. Mainly, I can say they're depicted very differently. You know, Buddha in Hinduism is a pretty normal looking guy with the, you know, earrings and the hair like clumped up in the headpiece. Whereas Buddha in Chinese is usually fat, you know. Kinjo Rex, thanks for the donation. If Disney was to adapt another Greek-Roman tale like Hercules, which story would you like to see in that format? Let's think. What would be another good Greek or Roman tale for Disney to adapt? Here's the thing. They're going to do it the way they did Hercules, where they just make it a comedy and do a bunch of crazy stuff with it. I think they could have a lot of fun, honestly, with the Odyssey. Just, make it comedic, Odysseus on the way home and just all the wacky hijinks that happened. It would be a little like Moana, how during her journey she encountered a bunch of different crazy stuff. You could have fun with it. I think it could be fun. What would happen if Buddha met Jesus? I think they'd get along pretty well, honestly. A Perseus movie? It could work. I just, I don't know. Yeah, I gotta get that Sun and the Star review out. I'm sorry, guys. It's just the main reason I haven't done the Sun and the Star video is usually when I have notes for a book review, I have 1 or 1.5 pages of notes. For Sun and the Star, I have over 3 pages because that book kept annoying the shit out of me. So every time I sit down to record, I'm like, I don't want to do this. I don't want this negative energy. But I do need to because I know you guys want to see it. I'm sorry about that. Disney movie might be a little close to Epic the Musical. Everyone always brings up Epic the Musical. Do you believe Buddha existed? Oh yeah, it's a known fact Buddha existed. Like, are there people out there who don't think he existed? Like, the debate is whether he became a celestial being after he died. That I think we can argue about. It's like I'm honestly surprised there's anyone who doesn't think Jesus existed. Like, even if you don't think he's, son of God, that I get. But, like, he's still a historical figure, Like, there's some people who inspired mythology stories who were real. Like Guan Yu, the Chinese warrior. We know he existed. The question is, did he become a god after he died? Caesar was also ascended to godhood after he died. We know Caesar was real.
Caesar salad?
Yeah, Caesar salad. We know Caesar salads are real. I can go get one at Costco right now. Do you have a favorite Greek god? Yeah, it's either Hades or Heracles. Those are my favorites. Most cunning trickster god? Probably Wukong. You have to be pretty cunning to beat death, 8 times? In 8 different ways, and beat the entire heavenly court? Come on. It took Buddha to outsmart him. The guy who's connected to everything. And Buddha had to technically cheat. I would say Wukong is definitely the most cunning. Me personally, I like Hermes. Yeah, no problem with that. Between Durga, Ares, Tyr, Huitzilopochtli, and Hachiman, who's the strongest war deity based on feats, weapons, and powers? I would say it's either Huitzilopochtli or Durga. Like Ares and Tyr obviously are both awesome, but they've also both gotten their asses kicked. Hachiman is awesome too, but I think Durga and Huitzilopochtli are depicted as these insane powerhouses in their mythologies. Huitzilopochtli might take it. Like, he literally dominated the entirety of the Aztec pantheon and, was probably the most feared Aztec god of all time. So, it might be him. But here's the thing. If you ask any Indian person, they'll say Durga. Because to them, then they'll tell you, no, Durga's actually perfect in every way. In fact, she comes over and does my taxes every weekend. But, yeah. Semicircle, I don't know what you're asking. You're just writing Buddha Indian and putting a question mark after it. Yes, Buddha is Indian and also Chinese. And there's various, accounts and versions. Thoughts on Odysseus? I like Odysseus. Got a really cool story where he does some cool stuff. Do you like space operas like Star Wars and Star Trek? Well, I like Star Wars and Star Trek, so I guess so. Could you tell us the beginning of Egyptian mythology? Oh, gladly. At the very beginning of Egyptian mythology, the god Atum, the sun, came into being, and then he started touching himself and shot out 2 more gods. There you go.
You're welcome.
I don't know if you knew I was going to say that or if you were asking that question innocently, but either way, there's your answer. You're welcome. Why did Krishna die by arrow? Like how? Because a hunter accidentally shot him in the foot and Achilles him. And if you ask a modern Indian person, they'll say, no, Krishna planned for that arrow to hit him in the ankle because he's a perfect being and nothing can ever go. That stuff just makes it so boring. Can't shit just happen? It's more entertaining that way. I guess his ankle was his weakness, like Achilles. Everybody's got a weakness. Please repeat that? No. Rewind the video. That's the beauty of YouTube, my friend. What do you think would happen if Disney tried to adapt the story of, of Set dethroning Osiris? I'm pretty sure it would be similar to Lion King. Actually, you're right. Yeah. I thought you were going to say the story of Set and Horus and the lettuce. So that's why I said, oh God. But no, yeah, I think it would be like the Lion King. Okay. That could work, honestly. Except they've already done it. It's called the Lion King. But mother, I saved you. That fucking Mufasa movie that's coming up. What religion are you? Christian? Hey, mythology guy, is Aphrodite Zeus's daughter or aunt? What's the thing? Okay. Daughter of Uranus and Pontus. Zeus, son of Kronos. Half aunt. There you go. But also adopted daughter. So technically both. That's why I don't get why there's an argument about it. People are like, no, she's the daughter. No, she's the aunt. She is the half aunt / adopted daughter. Both are right. Oh, plus also daughter-in-law. So there you go. You know. I was asking about after the masterpiece. Well, then, more gods came into being. Atum eventually became Ra, who created several other gods, and from Shu and Tefnut came more gods. Ra declared that he would be Khepri in the morning and Khnum in the evening. And then eventually when Geb and Nut came to be, Geb knocked Nut up. And during this time, Ra was battling Apep on the Sun Barge, and the gods Anhur and Sekhmet were helping him fight off Apep. And then there was a prophecy that one of Nut and Geb's kids would take Ra's place, so he told Nut, you're not allowed to give birth. And she said, but I'm already pregnant with 5 babies. And he said, figure it out. And it went on from there. Unga Bofunga Wonder Boy, what a name. Thanks for the $5. I'll send this again just in case. Have you heard of Immortals Phoenix Rising? It's a game much like Breath of the Wild based on Greek mythology. Why don't you search Mythology Guy Immortals Phoenix Rising and then watch the many Let's Plays, and then you'll know if I've heard of it. Thank you for the donation. It's just I get asked that all the time. I'm like, I played it on the channel. There it is. How was the world created in Slavic myth? I don't know. Sorry. Fuck, I just realized we're almost an hour into this and I haven't answered the Patreon questions. All right, it's Patreon time. Give me a second here. All right, first question from John Zatanna. Oh, this is John's first question ever. Well, welcome, John. Hi, Mr. Guy. It's Mr. Mythology Guy. Hi, Mr. Guy. I don't know if this is considered cornering, but in the Chaos Review video, you said Ariadne didn't have any brothers in the myths, except for the Minotaur. But Google said she actually has 3 brothers and sisters, including Glaucus. So what did you mean by that? Also, would you do an inaccuracy video for the show? Thanks a lot. Here's the truth. That was just me being wrong. I'm wrong sometimes. It's been so long since I read that detail, that area. I went and rechecked my book. I was like, oh yeah, she does have brothers. I just forgot she has them because they don't, no one ever uses them in anything. They're never acknowledged. And there's also, in Greek mythology, there's a separate character named Glaucus. So I thought that was the character they were referring to. I thought they fucked up in their research, but I actually just fucked up. So that was just me making a mistake. And yes, I actually have planned to do an inaccuracy video for that show. I was originally going to do it when Season 2 came out, but Season 2 is not coming out now. So I guess we'll just do it whenever. Thank you for the being a Patreon supporter, John. All right, then we've got questions from Lassie Ehrenreich. Do you know why you should never trust a centaur? Because they're always horsing around.
Nay.
Nay. You know why satyrs are the best? Because they're goat tier. I also have an idea for a wisdom with Mimir. Harassing people who do stuff you don't like is not only wrong, but will serve to give them more attention. Don't waste your time being a dick. Yeah, I mean, that's just kind of common sense, but yeah. I want to recommend a show called Over the Garden Wall. It's the perfect Halloween viewing, and basically Dante's Inferno reimagined into a children's TV show. What the absolute hell? All right, definitely got to look into that. All right, well, thank you, Lassie, and thank you for being a very long-time Patreon supporter. And those are the Patreon questions. Back to you guys. Rip Chaos, yeah. Do you know about Phobos, God of Fear? Yeah, I did a video about Deimos and Phobos a while back. Have you heard of Neil Gaiman's The Sandman? Do you like it? Go watch my video on it. Scapegoat, thanks for the donation. South African myths, I know of the Groot slang. Oh, I've actually heard of the Groot slang. I didn't know that was South African. Ninki Monka and Ninki Monka, Tokolosh, Inkamiba, Mamblo, and Brian Sucker? Do you mean Brain Sucker? Because if it's specifically a Brian Sucker, I feel bad for guys named Brian in South Africa. Interesting creatures we got here. If you were in Greek or Norse, what would you do and avoid? Everything. I'd leave. I would leave the country. How's life treating you? Honestly, I've been a little stressed with everything that's going on. You guys have probably noticed there hasn't been a lot of new content, but I am trying to finish a few things, and hopefully we can start chugging out the content soon. Does Hades have a backstory like Satan's, or was he always bad? Hades was never bad. What are you talking about? Does Ares have mortal lovers? Yeah, I believe he's had a few. Actually, maybe I'm wrong. I don't... Because I checked when I made that Ares joke video. Ares has never forced himself on anyone that I could find. So... Yeah, but there are stories that say that there are mortal children of Ares. Yeah, and also almost all of the Amazons are children of Ares. So you know that means he has mortal lovers. So there's another one for you. I just don't know their specific names. Okay, Francesco Ferraro with a $50 frickin' donation. Holy guacamole. Hey, love your videos. Do you think when a mythology is used as a base for a form of modern media, it should be watered down or presented as is, like Greek mythology not having all the you-know-what? I think it's a case-by-case basis. I'm not like an extremist, absolutist person that's like, it always has to be this way or it always has to be that way. If you're going to make a kid's movie or a family movie like Disney did with Hercules, you might want to water it down. You might not want to put the forced in the movie, you know? It all just depends on if you can make it good. If you're making a show like Chaos, then it's more fun when you include all the forced, because it's a mythical version of the boys, and that lends to the story and why we hate the gods. If you're making a documentary, I think you need to be as accurate as possible. If you're trying to do the definitive retelling of the myth for a new audience, I would prefer you be as accurate as possible, because if people go into that, they're going to be expecting it to be the definitive story. But if you want to make a fun cartoon or a crazy video game like God of War or something, do what you want, just to make it accurate enough that we can still tell that it's supposed to be that thing. Because if you make a TV show and say, hey, this character is Zeus, and it's just an IT guy who like just sits in front of the computer and fixes your technical issues, it's like, what the fuck was the point of making that Zeus, you know? It's like Disney's new Wish movie. This character's Bambi. Who the hell? What does that add? This character's Little John. What the hell does that add? This character's Peter Pan. That doesn't make any sense. You know? It's like, I would say just have it in a way that there was a point to having it be that character, you know? But yeah, I know I do the inaccuracy videos and everything, but those are just for fun. Like, it's not supposed to be like, this is how you have to do it. I'll be honest, I haven't made any new progress on the card game since last month. I'm trying to raise up enough money to complete it. I need to raise up money. That's the main thing. Are you going to watch anime? If there's a good one, yeah. King Frog, thanks for the donation. Sup, I'm playing God of War Ragnarok and just wanted to stop by. Well, thanks for stopping by, and thanks for your money. Hello to you too, Sparks. Babe, your alarm's going off. Yeah.
Sorry.
Do. Bro, whent are you stemming so hard? I have no idea what you're saying. Just curious, what's your opinion on the Hobbit movies? I like them. I know that they're not what most people wanted them to be, but they're fun. They're fine. How old are you? I'm 30. I'm dying. I'm not going to be around much longer. What mythologies have you not covered? Well, I haven't done anything on Scientology. I haven't done anything on South or West African mythology. I haven't done. No, I did Judaism. I did Australian. Did Brazilian. I guess, South African, West African, and Scientology mostly. Also haven't done anything Lovecraftian, so there you go. Scapegoat, thanks for the donation. What is better to explain the birds and the bees? Greek or Egyptian myth? I don't think you should be using either of those to explain the birds and the bees. I think you should just sit down and have a real talk. I don't think you should tell your kid, all right, kiddo, since you want to learn about sex, here's a Greek myth or an Egyptian myth. I don't think that's... But I think... No, neither of them are good. Greek overly focuses on assault, and Egypt overly focuses on, self-pleasure. I guess Egypt is technically better then. What angered you about the sun and the star? Oh, a lot of things. The flash forward, I hate that in storytelling. The whole 3 weeks earlier crap, I can't stand that. The opening joke was terrible. The fact that they kept stopping the story to talk about their relationship while a friend of theirs is being actively tortured. I'm like, you assholes, stop talking about your first kiss and go help your friend, you assholes. I hate you both. It's so stupid. So many dream sequences. That's another thing I don't like in stories. And by the way, Hypnos is in the book and he has no connection to the dream sequences. It's so stupid. God. The character constantly being able to kill them but just not doing it for no reason. Describe Shiva and Vishnu's relationship. Are they friends or enemies? Yes, but they're mostly friends. Most of the time they're allied. Their avatars are usually allied. They usually help each other. But I think there are stories where they can be a problem for each other. But most of the time, I'd say allies. I'd say they're like siblings. They're there for each other when they need it, but that doesn't mean they're not going to fight. And they basically are siblings. Koala, thanks for the donation. Have you heard of Stray Gods? I have. It's a musical-themed video game about the Greek pantheon. Yeah, people have been recommending that. Mr. Dontu, thanks for the $2. Love the vids, man. Any new Roman vids coming up? I don't currently have one planned, but, they happen every once in a while. There might be one. Yo, Mr. Mythology, how can Hermes and Apollo both be god of the sun? Well, the same way that Poseidon, Thalassa, Pontus, Oceanus, Phorcys, and a billion other characters can all be the god of water. It's like, in DC Comics when there's 80 different speedster superheroes. You can have multiple deities that reign over the same thing or look after the same thing. Like, if one of them needs a day off, you gotta hand it off to another guy. That's just how it is. Helios was deity of the sun first, and then when the Olympians took over and Helios retired, Apollo took over. That's how it worked. Pretty much. It's like, how can Selene and Artemis both be goddess of the moon? And also Phoebe is goddess of the moon. And also Hecate is goddess of the moon. It goes on and on. All right, what do we got? I'm just going to warn you guys, if you ask really long questions, it's harder for me to answer them. The person who shot Krishna is the rebirth of Bali, yes, I know that, who got killed from behind by Rama, so karma doing its own thing, which Krishna talks about in Gita. His purpose was over, so he chose that as his end. Yeah, I knew that. But thanks for posting it there for everybody. How did the big three gods, Zeus, Poseidon, and Hades, decide who gets the sky, sea, and underworld? How did Zeus die? Zeus didn't die. What story are you reading? There's one story where they basically kind of like drew straws or something to decide who got what. There's another version where Zeus got to decide who got what because he's the one who freed them all. There's another version where Zeus basically tricked Hades into getting the underworld because Zeus didn't want it. There's different versions. Most impressive feat that Indra has done. Indra. Probably defeating Vritra, the great dragon, and then making a weapon out of his bones. It's pretty cool. The Vajra, you guys have probably seen it in a lot of Hindu stores and stuff. Also, not being permanently ashamed for the rest of his life when he had 100 vaginas on his body. That's pretty impressive. Yeah, that happened. Yeah. Yeah. Will does off-screen folding laundry like a woman should.
Excuse me.
You're excused. SMLG, thanks for the $2. Love the videos. I'm going to play God of War on my channel. Great. Play it. Hey, Mythology Guy, at some point, could we see your Yu-Gi-Oh! Dragon deck list and your Magic the Gathering Dinosaur Godzilla deck list? Ah, you remember things, don't you? Yeah, at some point we can do that. We can't do it now because I'm not at my place, and so none of my cards are here. But yeah, I'm sure someday we can. How does Greek mythology end? It doesn't, and I'm so sick and tired of that stupid rumor that one asshole spread all over the fucking world. And because now people keep going into my videos going, oh, you're wrong, Ares betrayed Zeus, and the whole thing... No, that never happened. That's not real. That guy made that up. I hate that stupid rumor. God. So yeah, Greek mythology doesn't really have an ending. The latest in the timeline Greek myth is probably the Telegony. Or the Aeneid. Probably one of those. I want my main character to be the son or apprentice to a wind god, and I'm starting Egyptian, and their god of wind is Shu. I feel like having my main character associated with the main god is bad because it drifts from my vision of including almost every mythological character. Well, I mean, I don't think that's necessarily bad. You're just including more. I have no issues here. Both Apollo and Helios has cows. Did the cows pass on with the title of sun god, or was it a trade, cow for sun? Well, I think just Hera also has cows. I think just some gods have hobbies. It's like, some rich people have, bees. They're like, I make my own honey. I think some of the gods, get bored and are like, yeah, I make my own milk. Yeah, I've got some cows in the back. Odysseus, get your people away from my cows. I'm going to kill them all. Yeah, it's just the gods having hobbies. I've got a farm in the back, summer house. It's very nice. Over by the Mycenaean Strait where sailors die. It's fun. Why is Heracles' Roman name Hercules when Hera's Roman name is Juno? Brother, I don't pretend to know what the fucking creative process was with the Romans over there. Like, all right, let's change all these characters. Maybe one guy is fucking ran out of time and they're like, all right, what are we going to make Heracles' name? Hercules. Yeah, we'll do that. Just a lazy decision. Otherwise, it would have been, I guess, Junocles. But it doesn't. Yeah, you're right. It doesn't really make any sense, does it? Favorite Chinese god? Sun Wukong. Second favorite would be Zhong Kui, if you want a different answer. An F-bomb? Oh, it's not the first time. Calm down, pearl-clutching people. I love you guys. Any thoughts on Ghostwire Tokyo? I haven't played it, actually. I own the game, but I haven't started it. Hey dude, have you played Hades? I love Hades. That is one of the best roguelikes ever made, and I made a video on the channel bragging when I got every single achievement, even though it took over 100 hours. Favorite origin in all myths? Honestly, the Egyptian one makes me laugh. A tomb shooting out Chew and Tefnut. That one is freaking hilarious. The Christian one is also kind of funny if you think about how simplistic it is. God was there. He said, "Hey, let there be light," and there was light. You know what I like to think personally? I like to think God didn't know that would work. I like to think he was like, "Let there be light." Oh, I can do things. Nice. Nice. Well, now I have a whole bunch of ideas. Would you make a skit of Nyx and her kids? Yeah, I could probably do something with that. Why is Yama in Chinese mythology? Why is Hades in Greek? What kind of question is that? Are you asking why, like, both Chinese and Hindu and sometimes Japanese all call their death god Yama? It's just the Asian influence of other cultures. Like, they influenced each other a lot because it was the same area. Just like the Germanic peoples influenced each other a lot. Celtic, Slavic, and Norse myths all have a lot of similarities, sometimes shared characters. So, Chinese, Japanese, Korean, and Hindu myths have a lot of shared characteristics as well. But they all also do have distinct names. Like, China calls its death god Yama, but they also call him Yanlo Wang. Hindu calls their death god Yama, but they also call him Dharma Raja. So there's like that shared name, but there's also a unique one. So if you want to be more unique, I guess you use the other one. Favorite god of death? Hades. Did you teach in schools? Nope, I fell asleep in schools and failed in schools. Didn't teach. What is the origin of the Norse cow who licked someone into existence, and what happened to it afterwards? Well, I believe that was Adumla, who came into existence, I believe, the same way Ymir did, with the mixture of the flames of Muspelheim and the ice of Niflheim. I actually don't think Norse myth says what happens to that cow, if I recall correctly. But yeah, that was the cow that Ymir would drink from its udders every day. And I'll bet that cow was like, "Hey, I didn't say you could do that." Ymir used the cow for sustenance. What did the cow use? You tired, babe? Will you do everything Jason and the Argonauts got wrong one day? Yeah, that's the on the list. It is. Hair is on point. Thank you. This is my hair now. I look so stupid. Will you ever do an in-depth review of Percy Jackson? Well, what do you mean by? Are you talking about the books or the show or what? Burp. Hey, Ish.
How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Good.
Want to come say hi to 1,000 people?
Sure.
You don't have to if you don't want to. Hey, this is Ish.
What's up, guys?
Hey.
Hi.
He's named after Ishmael. That makes it myth related. Okay. Oh, Ish, everyone said hello to you. Yeah. Have you seen the Beowulf movie? Yeah, I actually like that movie. Fun fact, asking a person who's elder between Ganesh and Kartikeya, they will answer differently depending on which part of India they are from. Yeah, that sounds about right. Northern and southern India can't agree on fucking anything. Would you rather party with Thor in Valhalla or with Dionysus in Olympus? I think if I party in Valhalla, someone's gonna kill me. So maybe Dionysus. I mean the Percy Jackson books. I might do that, yeah. Ubisoft is shaking in their boots after the announcement of the new Ghost game. Yeah, probably. What did the please answer my question, Mythology Senpai. Oh god. Who would win in a battle, Santa or Bugs Bunny? What are we doing? Bugs Bunny. Nobody beats Bugs Bunny. That'd be fun to see, though. In fact, I'd be surprised if there isn't a cartoon of that somewhere. Do you like Witcher 3? I do like it. I've never finished it, though. Maybe we'll stream that. What would you say if you met Rick Riordan? I'd say thank you so much for creating something that resonated with me so much at an age when I really needed it. You know? I know some people think I don't like Rick Riordan because I didn't like the Percy Jackson show, but just because I don't like everything someone creates doesn't mean I don't like them as a person. I actually love Rick Riordan. I appreciate him a lot. Andres, thank you for the $10. Hey, Myth Guy, random question on your Baby Gods Part 2 video. Oh, this ought to be good. I got a little confused by the part where you said the babies would get smacked during Jesus' story. No, I said the babies are about to get whacked. Getting whacked is an old term for getting killed. Because if you know the Jesus story, like the king in the area knew that he had been told that like a new king had just been born, so he thought like Jesus was going to replace him. So he ordered that every child up to 2 years old in the whole country be killed. So Mary and Joseph had to leave. So that's what I meant by that. I was saying like, oh, you got a baby, you better get out of here because all the babies here are about to die. You know, you don't want your baby to die. Yeah, I didn't mean literally whacked. I meant whacked, you know. Yeah. Hey, I have a question. Well, ask it then. Can Kisma become a god? I don't know who Kisma is. I'm sorry. Was there any god that was banned from Olympus? Yeah, Hephaestus was thrown off it twice, but he got back both times. Also, not a god, but I believe it was Tantalus who was allowed to come eat with the gods on Olympus until he tried to steal some of the food from Olympus. Then he got banned from Olympus. So that's also an example. Hera also got temporarily banned, but Zeus eventually let her back in. Also, Apollo and Poseidon also got temporarily banned until they built the Trojan Wall. And then after that, they were allowed back in. Yeah, I don't think any gods got perma-banned. Hey, question. Great, ask it. Like, I don't know what else to say. Who is your favorite god or goddess? Mine is Hades. My favorite gods are Hades and Sun Wukong. Though Hades, in Greek it could be Hades or Heracles. But those are my top two Greek ones, and Sun Wukong is also one of my favorites. If you were chosen to be a god, what would you be the god of? I get asked this all the time. I would be the god of having a good time. I would want to go to people who are really stressed out and give them the best day of their life. That's what I would want to do. Rebel Commander, thank you for the $2. Most inaccurate adaptation you've ever seen. Oh, God. Jesus Christ. Probably the Fate series. Every god is just a waifu now. It's hard to say. It actually might be the Fate series. Also, the Immortals movie by, like, was that Zack Snyder or whoever that was? They literally put Theseus in the movie to do nothing that Theseus did. Just completely different story. So that's another, like, not accurate at all. In the Hercules vid, a fact that you should have pointed out was the Legend of Heroes was not played with modern instruments. I mean, if I had done that, that would have been another, I know this is going to shock people joke, and I already did that 3 times in the video, so I didn't want to do it more than that. Loaded Demigod, thanks for the $5. Will you ever cover fantasy mythos like The Witcher? Yeah, I could cover that because that's actually based on Polish mythology, so I actually do want to eventually do that. And does learning the original language of the material help give context to the myth stories? I'm certain it does. I don't see why it wouldn't, but I have never learned another language, unfortunately. Hyde Ty, thanks for the $5. With how you look physically, which pantheon do you think you'd look the most like you belong? I personally think I would fit in most in, like, Celtic, you know? Which makes sense because I have Celtic heritage. I also have Slavic heritage, so maybe Celtic or Slavic. What is the most underrated god in your opinion? So I usually answer this with a troll answer, but one god who I think deserves a lot more attention is Zongqi from Chinese myth. I'm sure he's very popular in China, but like no one knows about him here, and he actually has a really cool story. I love Zongqi. Now you look Norse. Oh, thanks. I'll take that. Good night, Andrew. Good night, friend. How many villains are there in Greek mythology? Bro, it's hard for me to answer that, like, for sure. There's a lot of villains in Greek mythology. It's hard to give you an exact number. Rebel Commander, thanks for another $2. Most accurate adaptation you have ever seen. 10 Commandments is a really good one. Prince of Egypt is very good, but not as accurate as 10 Commandments. King of Kings, very, very accurate there. There's an animated Mahabharat movie that's pretty darn spot on as well. So that's another good example. The Disney Mulan movie isn't that far off, to be honest, but it is less accurate than the other examples I mentioned. So there's some for you. Did you read the Hades Persephone webtoon? Yes, I did. You can see 2 videos of that on this channel. Is Sinbad and what? Is Sinbad and Eye of the Tiger on the table? What? Is that a thing? What's your opinion on the game Hades? Love the shit out of it. I give that game a 9 out of 10. Favorite Greek god, either Hades or Heracles. Besides Santa, who's your favorite winter deity? Favorite winter deity. Boreas is pretty cool. Might be him. The Belsnickel is fun. Krampus is fun. La Befana is also really cool. I wish more people knew about Grilla, the Yule Lads, and the Yule Cat. They're fun villains. Would you ever review, if you had time, lore of Elden Ring? If I had time, yeah, totally. I'd go over it. Rama versus Hercules. I'd say Rama purely because he's an avatar of Vishnu. The Grinch is not a deity, my friend. Favorite Egyptian god? Anubis. He drinks, then chews. Is it ice? What's that drink? Yes, there's ice in here. Have you ever watched American Gods? No, I haven't. I wanted to read the books first, and they're on my reading list. Favorite version of Satan? Favorite version of Satan? Probably the one from... I don't know if anyone saw, there's this old Christian animated movie called Creation and the Flood. I thought that version of Satan was really, like, scary and well done. So probably that one. Golden Polona, thanks for the donation. The god who was banned permanently is Momus. Really? I haven't heard of him. I'll look that up. Thank you for that info. Favorite yokai? I really like the Nue and the Baku. Is Nicker a winter deity? I'm not sure. Krampus is real. Are you for real? No, I'm not real. I don't exist. Sorry. Tell the struggling alto to talk about Epic the Musical. All right, I'll tell her. I'm going to see her in a few days. I'll tell her that. Actually, that would be good for her channel. Maybe we'll talk about it together on her channel. That could work. That could work. That's a great suggestion. Thank you. Have you heard of the story of the angel that killed a bunch of Assyrian soldiers in one night? I actually have not. No. Can you do Irish myth? There's a few Irish myth videos on the channel, actually. Have you read the new Percy Jackson books? You're talking about Chalice of the Gods and Triple Goddess. I'm currently reading Chalice of the Gods. I really like it so far. The premise is stupid as hell, but it's a fun story to read. Rebel Commander, thank you for the $5. Ignoring J.K. Rowling, how does Harry Potter compare to other mythologies in the way it's built? Like, is it created like traditional mythologies? Well, obviously no, because Harry Potter is a more modern thing. And in the Harry Potter books are like a group of modern kids' stories. It's not building an ancient mythology. Like, so it's a very different thing in that way. That being said, the Harry Potter series, it's funny you asked that. Will and I were literally just watching a Harry Potter movie yesterday. But I said during that film, and I'll say it again now, Harry Potter does a lot of things very cleverly. Like, they take the myth of goblins, how goblins would keep hoards of treasure in caves underground, and they turn that into, it's a bank. The goblins keep all of your money in hoards in caves underground. It makes perfect sense. It fits right into the world so well. And, they have, like, Olympic games with, like, dragon taming and all this stuff. It's really cool. Chris Farley, what's up? You're not the first person to tell me that. I had a friend named Mary in college who used to tell me, you remind me of Chris Farley. And I was like, oh, thank you. And she went, no, you're not funny, though. You just look like him. And I was like, oh, thanks. Francesco, thank you for another $5. I'm starting Sun in the Star after a long break from Rick Riordan's books. Is it bad? Look, it's not like bad. I just think it's Rick's weakest book. But there is really good parts in it, and I'll talk about that in my book review. I do have those. Here's my opinion. Sun of the Star, when it's focusing on the mythical stuff, it's really good. When it's not very good, in my opinion. So I enjoyed half the book, but the other half I really didn't enjoy. So, it's maybe you'll have a good time. A lot of people do really like it. Vermilion, thank you for the $10. Love the shirt. Have a good live stream, Miguel. Thank you. I love this shirt too. Hide Ty, thanks for the $2. What human versus what god for your perfect record of Ragnarok fight? Ooh. That's tricky. That's really tricky. There's a few humans I would really like to see in Record of Ragnarok. I really want to see them get creative. That's why I'm excited to see like Nikolai Tesla and stuff. Like, how's he gonna fight? But I'd like to see characters like, Billy the Kid with his cowboy guns, using a bunch of cowboy techniques, fighting against a god or something. If you want to be kind of fucked up, you can have Billy the Kid, the cowboy, fight a Native American god. That'd be a little fucked up though. I'd like to see like a strong man from like a powerlifting competition or something fight against one of the gods. Though I guess they kind of did that with the whole Ryden fight. But yeah, I'd really like to see something creative like that, where it's not all just like some warrior with a spear or a sword. I'd like to see a guy with a gun in a Record of Ragnarok fight, or a guy fighting in a unique way. So it's hard for me to say exactly what the perfect one is, but that's kind of the ballpark of what I would want. Basil, thanks for the donation. Do you know any myths about the island of Rhodes? Oh, you mean where the Colossus of Rhodes was? I don't know if there's one specifically to that area, so not really. I can just tell you the Colossus of Rhodes was based on Apollo, so that's myth related. Scapegoat, thanks for another donation. Okay, woohoo, fixed my bank account. Good for you, man. Awesome. All right, sorry, I'm kind of, the chat's going all over the place. Andres, thank you for another $5. Dumb question, lol. I don't know if Dionysus can make wine himself, but between him and Jesus turning water to wine, whose wine would you want to try? Well, Jesus, like, I think just did the wine thing one time as like, a fun trick at a party, Whereas Dionysus is the god of wine, so I imagine he'd have to be like an expert at it. So I'd rather try Dionysus's, honestly. I'd be more curious to see what Dionysus has cooked up in that wine cellar of his. Scapegoat, thanks for yet another donation. Holy crap. What is the myth about the Spear of Destiny? So the Spear of Destiny, if I recall correctly, is the spear that poked Jesus while he was on the cross. And it's suggested that because it now has Jesus's blood on the spear, it can do magical feats, kind of like the Holy Grail and shit like that. It's not really specific what it can do, but I think people have said it can bend reality and stuff like that. So yeah, but that's what its origin is. It's the spear that poked Jesus while he was on the cross. DMZ, thank you for the donation. Hola, really enjoy your videos. Thank you. Thank you very much. I really enjoy your kind words. You guys are so nice. Rebel Commander, thanks for another $2. Any Western myth like how there are how pirates Okay, are you asking if there's any pirate mythology? Yeah, there is. There's like pirate mythology is usually just stuff from other cultures, though, all put into one, like Norse legends and Greek legends and stuff like that. The Kraken, the sirens, and all that jazz. Pirate mythology is mainly just mythos and folk tales from several different areas kind of amalgamated together into sort of its own thing because pirates were always traveling. It's like a naval mythology, you know? Do you think the card game will come out next month or December? I would like it to, but unless I make enough money really quick, I don't know if we can. I really wanted to launch it this year, but unfortunately, money's been a little bit of a problem. Like, the stuff's, like, ready and in place. I just don't have the money. So I need to get some content out in order to make some money. Matt back after about 13 months of this. What's your wisdom with Mimir for the month? I don't know. What's a good wisdom with Mimir? I don't know. Give me a minute to think. Can you tell me the names of some Polish gods? Sorry, I don't know. That's another mythology I haven't done, Polish. Kaiser Epsilon, thank you for the $10. Hey, Mythos dude. Did the followers of ancient religions see their gods as real the same way we see ours as real? 5,000 years in the future, would our descendants ask if Jesus could beat Vishnu's ass? Dude, people are asking that now. But, you know, I can't be sure how they saw their gods specifically, but I'm pretty sure they definitely thought their gods were real. Like, if you know, Socrates got, like, executed because he was accused of not believing in the gods, so it must have been the norm to think they were real, you know? Rebel Commander, thanks for the $2. I meant Western mythology like Western movie Western. Are you asking for like mythology based on like a Western movie? I'm sorry, Rebel, I really don't know what you're asking. Have you done Turkish mythology? Once. I did a video about Sarakis. Is Jesus a hippie? In some ways. What's the difference between Pontus and Oceanus? Well, Pontus is a primordial, where Oceanus is a titan. Pontus literally is the water, whereas Oceanus reigns over the water. What was the first religion? The oldest one we know of is Mesopotamian. That's the oldest one we know of. But obviously the first religion was probably like, you know, Neanderthal. We know they had religion because they, you know, had their cave paintings and they would bury people with tools and stuff, suggesting they believed in life after death, you know. In your opinion, do you think it would be funnest... Who do you think would be the funnest god or goddess to hang out with? My opinion, it's Dionysus, who is also my favorite god. Is that why I'm an alcoholic? That is not the reason you're an alcoholic. But who would be the most fun to hang out with? It's hard to say who would be the most fun, but I think Dionysus would be fun to hang out with. I think Hermes would be fun to hang out with. I think Wukong would be fun to hang out with. I think there's a lot of like gods who'd be fun to hang out with. Like mostly like, you know, trickster gods, gods who just like to have a good time. I think would be a ton of fun. Stuff like that. A lot of Norse gods I think would really know how to party. Hinduism is the first religion. No, it isn't. It is the oldest currently practiced religion, but it is not the oldest one in general. That is a mistake a lot of people make. But it is the oldest one that is still practiced, so you get that point. Do you think Geralt could kick any god's ass? No, I do not, as a matter of fact, think that. I know he's very strong as a witcher, but I don't see why he would be able to defeat gods. Thoughts on... Okay, I answered the Hades game question. I'm not answering it for a fourth time. I'm watching this from Valhalla. Well, I'm glad you guys get reception up there. Controversial topic, you choose, bro. No, I'm not doing that. What books did you use to correct the inaccuracies in God of War 2018? The Eddas, mostly. I used the Poetic Edda and the Prose Edda. And I also did some internet research. I mostly looked at old poems, like the Lokasana and stuff like that. you know? And some people will say, oh, the Eddas isn't a fair way to do it because that's Christianized. It's like, dude, it's the best source we have. Like, what do you want me to do? Rebel Commander, thanks for the $5. Did you hear that they did archaeological work on temple they filled last... Okay, they did archaeological work on the temple where they filmed The Last Crusade and found a cup that looks a lot like the Holy Grail from the movie. Maybe it's one of the props. I'm sure they had more than one, you know? But that is cool. People still worship Greek or pagan gods. Yeah, no, I said that is a thing. I said that earlier in this video. Did you thank Beyonce? No, and I don't see why I would. What is American Gods? Our America was not atheist. I have no idea what you're saying. If you're asking what is American Gods, the franchise, it's a book series by Neil Gaiman that became a TV show. If you're asking for gods that originated in America, there's several Native American and Mesoamerican tribes and South American mythologies and such. Scapegoat, thanks for another donation. What would be your sacred animal? It would probably be either a dog or a Highland cow. I have been very associated with Highland cows on this channel. What would you say if you met Tolkien? I'd say, dude, you're freaking amazing and you've created one of the most amazing franchises of all time. Way to go. And now Amazon is ruining it. No, I wouldn't tell him that last part. Rebel Commander, thanks again. No, I mean, this wasn't a movie prop they found. So you're sure it was legit. Well, that's amazing then. That's really cool. Did people really used to believe in different gods, or was it more spiritual? I think it was a mix, you know? I think there's always a element of spirituality to religion, so, you know, but they did, I do believe in those gods. Like, I don't see why we would think they didn't. All right, it has been over an hour and a half, so I'm going to try to wrap up soon. I hope you guys enjoyed meeting Gojira the lizard and meeting Salem the cat and seeing Wilda, the most beautiful woman in the world. If you want to buy that lizard, he and his enclosure are $200, and you can message us. And yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up there. Another fun stream. We might, this is not a promise, might do another one this month, but I'm not sure. But regardless, I don't know